Hola amigos, hola amigas, Dorian here from Electrolux. Welcome, bienvenido, croeso, assalamu alaikum, konnichiwa and guten tag, mein Freunden. So today we have got some Electroluxes here on the table. We've got these Turbo 2s, and I've got this one up, this old Electrolux, just for reference, because even though these were brought out in the 80s, they still stuck to the kind of body shape of what they were. This is from the 1970s. This is the donor machine that was given to me by George. Hello George, how are you? Very good. And I put this on the table just so you can compare the actual shape of them, and the way that they work behind is pretty much the same. The only thing that they did change on a lot of them were the way that they looked. They moved the on and off switch from up here down to here, but pretty much the rest of it looks the same. So this one, this lovely yellowy mustardy one, this is my spare parts one that I'm going to be using for the whistle and some other little parts on it as well. So we'll pop this to one side because this isn't going to be in today's video. We're going to be concentrating on these two Electrolux Turbo 2s. Now, this is the one that I remember as a child. Not so much a child, from I'd say about the age of 9 till about 16. My mum had one of these exactly like this in grey. And so this is sort of like the one that I remember a lot from my childhood. This one, on the other hand, this is Terry the Turbo. Terry Turbo was from Andy. Hello Andy, how are you today? And I've been meaning to get this done for absolutely ages, but with other stuff in between and the Dysons and this, that and the other, and busy during the weekends and everything, today is the first day that I've got to actually concentrate on Terry Turbo. I brought down the two so you can compare them. Now when it comes to dating them, I'm not very good. So, this one is serial number 236-01268. 550 watts, made in Britain, product of Lux, a Lux product. So from the date, I can't tell when this was dated. The 26th week of 81, I'm not sure. This one, serial number 00735, possibly I don't know, 1980, 00735, 1980 possibly, I don't know anyway. But no, these were definitely, I'm sure these were like later. Somebody will tell me. This one is in grey, and this one is supposed to be in cream. So if I lift up there, you can see it has gone very, very yellow. Terribly yellowed, actually. So this poor thing has been in a lot of direct sunlight. The clip on it is white. There's a bag on there and a makeshift Dyson. Oh, actually, it's a Dyson filter. Put that back on. There we go. Voila. It's not got the original cord on it. It's supposed to have a grey cord, but there's a black cord on it. Now, I've brought out the two because they both need work doing to it. This one is one that I've restored, that has been completely cleaned and polished and lovely. Now, if I switch both of them on, and I've even put one of those little Dyson clips on it. I love these little Dyson clips. I could do with a couple more, actually, if anybody's selling them. That was on. Now, this one looks fantastic, but the motor, definitely needs greasing. It is very dry. You can hear the bearings. But this one Yeah, that definitely needs its bearings doing as well, and also the brush roll. I have not done anything to this. This one's got a lovely bag on there that I do use. It's got dirt on it because it's got about half full of dirt because, and it smells nice on the inside, because I use this quite a bit for memory's sake. See the sponge and everything in it I cleaned earlier this year. Smells really nice. The only thing I haven't got in it, which I could put in, is an air freshener. Because I'm not going to be touching anything on the outside of it. Sorry, the inside of it, because I've already cleaned it. Pop that bag back in. In you go. So the brush roll on it and everything is fine. It is literally just the motor. But what we're going to be concentrating on is this one. So let me unplug them. I'm going to wind. This was a cable, a grey cable, but it's a nice long 10-meter one. So it's really good because I can do other parts. Zach, what do you want? Do you want a wee? Hang on, I'll take you out now. I'm almost done and I'll take you for a wee. Lovely long cord on it. And, actually I should have. I'll move that up anyway, I'll leave it there for now. There we go. So I'm going to put this to one side because I will do a strip down of the motor. As part of this, but I'm going to do this one first. I'm going to do Terry Turbo first. So Terry Turbo 2 is the first one that we're going to be sorting out. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this one out of the way for now. Let Zach out for a wee because he's all itchy and he needs a wee. And I'll move the camera a bit closer. I've moved you guys now a little bit closer for me to do the initial cleaning. And when I'm starting to do the strip down of it, then obviously I will move the camera above so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to replace the cord. So the first thing I'm going to do is make sure that it is not plugged in and then cut the cord. Cut the umbilical cord. Right. I'm going to put the cord to one side. It will be used for something else or given away if anybody wants it. There's a little sticker on the back here which says I don't know, I can't really read it. Test date 0203. And the next test is due in, I don't know, was that 13 or was it 13? I think it's 2013 anyway, I don't know. So what I'm going to do is I got my bucket here with some lovely hot, little bit slightly soapy water on my cloth. So I'm going to give it a clean down because it desperately needs it. I'm not really fussed that it's faded all over because it's faded all over but in a kind of uniformed way. So this is definitely going to need my magic eraser on it, but I just wanted to get the initial dirt off it before I start stripping it down. Go. This will be stripped down completely and cleaned before I put it all back together to sort the motor out. I like these vacuum cleaners. We had ours back home from about 1984 or 85 until 1997 or 1998 when my sister and brother-in-law, I've said this before, bought my parents a Dyson when they first came out. And they had it, you know, for all those years without a problem. Now this one's got a bag indicator, a full bag indicator piston on it, which the other one hasn't got. The other one hasn't got the full bag, piston indicator. So this one appears to be a bit more of a deluxe model. This might even be the 90s, the 00. Possibly could be 1990. Right. Rinse my cloth. It certainly looks a lot better from just a wipe over. If I was going to retro bright this, it would take, oh gosh, it would take a couple of big plastic bags and for me to strip it down to clean it. So to be honest, I'm just going to leave it yellow. I'm going to leave it as it is. But now what prompted me to do this one was because of Steve from Mad About Hoovers. I asked him very kindly a couple of weeks ago if that when he had time, if he could do a sort of like strip down of one of these for me so that I could do them to all my Electroluxes, because some of the older ones, the 500 series I got, they desperately could do with a motor tune-up. And very gratefully, that same day, which I know I wasn't expecting it, I genuinely wasn't, he did one for me that evening in 2 parts. So I've watched that about 10 dozen times in order to know what on earth I'm doing when it comes to taking the motors apart. Well, enough so I can clean it. So thank you very much for that, Steve. I really appreciate it. Keep those videos coming. You've got plenty of vacs there to do your daily vacuums on. And there's some other people as well that have got these, I've seen on their channel using them. And they're really good machines, they really are. Compared to some of the rubbish ones you get these days, rubbish bagged and rubbish bagless vacuum cleaners. These are very good. Right. Let's flip it over. Let's have a look at it under carriage. So all these parts I strip off, these are all going to be cleaned properly in the dishwasher or whatever. Now what I'm hoping is, so far, the workings of it seems to be pretty much the same as what the old 500 series was like. Even though they changed the body of it, and the wheels and the pedals bigger, the wheels are part of it, this does definitely seem pretty similar to the other 500 ones, the older ones. They just seem to have changed the look of the outside a bit. Do you know what I mean? Right, that'll do. Now I need to start. Oh, actually, before I do that, let's have a look at the inside. I'm going to take that sponge off and get rid of it. The bag with a clip and some muck in it. So I'm going to take the clip off, pop that in my parts bucket, get rid of the bag, and go. The inside of it is actually very clean. If I just pull out the filter, look at that. That's really clean. Even the filter on the inside is very clean. Very clean indeed. That is fantastic. I'm really, literally only going to have to give this a wipe out. I'll clean that other filter in as well. I'll take it out. So that's really good, because the majority of them I've done, the insides of them, the bag is, or one of them, this is incredible. I can't remember which 500 series it was. It was one of the older ones I got. We went and picked it up on our way down to Swansea. Trying to think. Earlier in the year, I think it was February or March, I can't remember. So anyway, so we picked it up and I put it in the back of the car and we drove off and carried on our journey down to Swansea. And then when we got there and I took it inside, we were staying at my sister's house, and I had a look at it. Oh my God. It was practically full to the brim with no bag. They had used it with no bag at all. It was horrendous. I've never seen anything like it. And I'm just like, really? You don't deserve to have nice things. I'm just going to give this a preliminary quick wipe out. That'll do, little pig. That'll do. Right. I'll leave it like that for now. Okie dokie, pig and a pokey. Let's get you closer, and then we can give this a proper post-mortem. So the first thing I'm going to do is take off this base plate. Now I can see one screw here, one very stiff screw, and one on the other side also very stiff. And these screws are very long and very strong. So I got my card here. So these are base plate. God, the screws are big. If I lift this off, okay. Okie dokie, pig and a pokey. Now, what I think I'm going to do is remove these, and there's clips on them. 2 clips. There we go. And I can see 2 screws. And 2 little covers. And then there appears to be a, there we are, yes, like a bolt holding them. And this seems to remove the whole thing in one go. Now, inside here I can see little clips to take off the caps. So I'm going to do that. That was nice and easy with a nice dead spider in that. Parts bucket. I'm not going to bother taking any more of this apart. I'm just going to wash the whole thing as it is. So these are back wheels. 2 body. So that's off. Now, there's 2 little screws here holding this plate on, and there's also the little plastic cover. So I'll take that off very carefully because these break very easily. And I'm going to take this off. There we go. Now that little screw I'm going to leave there. Now there's 2 screws holding this cover on. should be able to take that off. A little part. Body hose cover. I don't know the names of these, I'm just making them up as I go along so I can try and work out what they are. So my names for these things are very unusual. So we have got on this, we have got a, oh, that came off easy, that broke. So I can take off this. Now that is a very small inlet hole. Very, very small indeed. So I can imagine this clogging easy. Let me get the vacuum. Okay, so that's off. That can go in the parts bucket. Right, let's get this hose off. Now, last time, when Steve was doing this, he had difficulties removing the rubber. So I can see it here. And there we go. Now, thankfully, that wasn't too bad. Now this is not perished, thankfully, there's no holes or anything in it, but yeah, that'll definitely benefit from a good clean. It should provide a lot more flexibility to it. Right, now we are here at the belt, so if I just slide the brush roll off, there we go. God, this hasn't been taken off for years. Here we have the brush roll. Now this has got brushes on it. There's no beta bar on this one, but I believe you can add a beta bar to it very easily. So there we go. That is the other end cap. These are really good because they're a lot easier. The bearings on them are a lot bloody easier to clean. So I'm going to clean this. I'm going to wash it and then re-oil it, but I'm going to do it separate. There we go. This belt is gone. So I'm going to put a new belt. Now this bumper desperately needs to come off because it needs a good cleaning. And this hasn't been taken off since it was made, so it is a bit stiff. There we go, one bumper for the wash. So there we go, we're getting less and less of it now. So what I'm going to do, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws holding the motor cover on and the wheels. There's a spider down there, dead one, obviously. Get rid of that. I do like those long scabbardy tools. They do work very good. So let's undo all these screws. Actually, I think I'm going to start them off with this, because they seem a bit stiff and I don't want to wreck the threads. Okay, let's try it now. There's one down here. Come on. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I should this is held in with a seal, and this seal has not been removed since it was made. Oh no, there's another one down here. I'll just do that by hand, because that's with 7. And then, and there we go. We've got the motor cover off. Get the vacuum on that. The sticker on here is 09-1990, so it is a 1990. That's what the sticker says anyway. So the motor seems to be just like the ones on that Steve had. There's a rubber seal that goes all the way around. 2 felt gaskets. I'll just leave the gaskets there. The rubber seal can get washed. Now that removes the top part from it, which is good. And I'm going to remove these wheels, which are rusted, so I'll wipe them off once I've cleaned them. And these 6 big screws, I know what they are, so I'm just going to pop them in there. The little retainer clip, that looks like a jigsaw piece. If I can get cleaned as well. And then I should be able to, yes, lift out the motor. Let me just vacuum in here. So there we go. That is everything off the base plate. That is going to get washed and cleaned and then polished before I put it back on. Sugar. No, that is the motor cover. That's going to get cleaned as well. Oh, there's bits everywhere. Now, this little weight just popped out. So I don't know what on earth that is. I'll have to ask. I'll just leave it. It just popped out. This is the motor. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little blue mark on it. And I will know that that is the top. I'm going to remove that seal and clean that as well. Now I'm going to disconnect the wires. Blue on the top. Oh God. And there's the wires which are going into it, so I don't want to damage it. Do I want to remove this? I don't need to really. Let me wipe it over. motor's a bit dusty. As you can see, it's very mucky. There's a bit of rust on it. It's not a problem. I can see the bearing there if I clean around it. So that top bearing, that's going to be very easy to clean. And I'm not worried about the commutator and everything, it's just the bearings and the fan part that sound really dry. Right, no, I'm not going to disconnect the wires from it, I'm going to leave it as it is. Right, just with that motor, that's all I'm going to do is that for cleaning it. So what I'm going to do, I have to remove this tape, if I can find an end. See, I don't know whether I'm going to be hiking it around and I'm going to blooming damage it. They seem to be on it really tight. I'll see how I go, I'll leave it like that for now. I'm just looking for an end of the tape. And that will come off. Oh, perfect, that comes off. Twin fan. How on earth does that come off? Oh, that's the vent, so that stays in place. And then there's a fan then inside, there's two fans. No damage, but it could do with a clean. How do you get that off? I have absolutely no idea how to get this off. It doesn't seem to screw unless, let's try it. Let me hold on to that. I'm not going to put too much pressure on it because I do not want to damage this at all. If I damage the fan, I'm buggered. No. It does not want to move. So I have no idea how I'm going to grease that other bearing. Unless... See, if I take that off, I'm going to bloody remove the carbon brushes then, and that's going to be a bloody nightmare. I can see the clips that I need to undo. No. Oh, I'm making a big dinner of this. Right, let me get the clips back on. Okay, so I got the clips back on the motor and I've dropped some oil down in here. What I'm going to do, I'm going to leave this overnight for it to soak through and to be, you know, to clean. In the meantime, I'm going to concentrate on cleaning all the other parts. This main body part is literally going to just need wiping over for cleaning. But the actual floor head and everything, because that is actually in the dirt, this is in really good condition. That really does need a good scrubbing. So I'm going to clean all that, polish up the parts, put the motor back together, put the motor back in, assemble it all, put it all back together, and then I can give the outside a clean. I can change the cable. It's easier to do it whilst it's, you know, once this is all put together. I'm not going to be stripping this down any further and washing this. It just needs a wipe out. It's in very good condition, and I'll give it a bit of a clean. But in the meantime, I am going to clean all the other parts. So this is what we're going to call part 1 of the Electrolux, of Terry the Turbo. So Terry Turbo 2 has now been stripped. I'm going to clean him, polish him, put him all back together, and we'll make that part 2. So I will see you all in the next video. Please comment, like and subscribe. Press that little notification of when I make a new video, and I will see you all very soon. Bye for now.